Hello and welcome to another Tinto Flavor Friday, that video where we have a look at one of the nations that is going to be in Project Caesar, EU5, and we see what it is all about, what kind of flavor events and situations and other unique features that it is going to get in the game that we're all so very excited for. Now, before we get into it, just subscribe to the channel. Yep, no funky stuff this time. Just gonna say subscribe and we'll get into it. Let's go. Hello and welcome to one more Tinto Flavor, the Happy Friday where we look at the content of the new super secret Project Caesar. This week we'll take a look at the Crown of Aragon, the lands where centuries later a certain video game studio will be situated. But in 1337, its situation is different. Yes, this is the country that houses the illustrious Tinto Project Tinto, no, Paradox Tinto, based in just outside of Barcelona. And yeah, so I'm expecting this to actually have quite a decent amount of flavor because I know that there are multiple members of the Tinto staff that are both Catalan and Spanish. So definitely I'm expecting quite decent things for Aragon. I mean, it's just like, Sweden's probably going to have some decent things because there's a few Swedes there too. The Crown of Aragon stands proudly as a significant power in the Western Mediterranean region thanks to its maritime prowess, diplomatic weight, and flourishing trade networks. The stabilization of the Kingdom of Valencia and the ongoing conquest of the newly created Kingdom of Sardinia and Corsica might ensure its dominant position on the seas. However, despite its relative stability, challenges loom on the horizon. To the east, the Kingdom of Mallorca faces economic difficulties, and its ruler's animosity towards King Per the Ceremonious might convince him to act foolishly. In the peninsula, the threat of the Crown of Castile is more and more real as the Reconquista comes to an end. To the north, the Kingdom of France has consolidated its domain over the Languedoc in the last century. How would the young King Per IV face the challenges to come? Will he focus on the Mediterranean Sea and rule the waves from Barcelona to the Holy Land? Will he turn around and claim dominance over Iberia? Or will he try and get revenge from the Battle of Muret in 1213 and recover its ancient holdings north of the Pyrenees? Cool. I like the flavor. I like this intro flavorness. This is good. This is what I like. This is what I want. Perfect. Love that. So here is King Per the Ceremonious de Barcelona. In Barcelona, like they do the TH thing for... Anyway. I would say character art is getting better. This is looking decent. It still doesn't kind of fit with the background perfectly, but it is looking a lot better. Very decent looking ruler there as well for his stats. So, these are the lands of Aragon. So we have, obviously, regular Aragon, and we have land in Sardinia. Mallorca, it looks like it is a vassal. It is a vassal. This is a starting diplomatic situation. The Kingdom of Mallorca being a vassal, and the military order of Montesa being sponsored by Aragon. Something they'll talk about in a future Tinto flavor with other Catholic military orders. The lands of the Order of Montesa, which is a building-based country. The first country is what you see when you hover over the entire country flag. Sorry, hover over the country flag in any panel, such as the diplomatic one shown just above. Well, the second is the building-based country map mode below. Both show in which locations the order is present through a building. So it's present in the south of your country. Cool. And you can see it there. And also the Bardi banking country is around as well. Very cute. Florentine bankers present in Barcelona and Palma. The Crown of Aragon starts with a major government reform of the same name, which is giving us monthly progress to plutocracy, extra sailors, extra trade capacity. That seems like it's going to be a hugely key modifier that we want. An expected navy size. Okay. So that's a bit different from naval force limit, unless it's just a rename, in which case, okay. But expected navy size is... okay, interesting. Crown of Aragon is a composite realm formed by several kingdoms and principality with their institutions and laws. As a trade and seafaring-oriented country, it's a great naval power set to dominate the Mediterranean with their fleets. If this has shown up before and I'm forgetting it, feel free to let me know in the comment section below. If this is new and you want to guess what it is, feel free to let me know in the comment section below. Also another unique one that portrays the traditional fueros used in most of the Pyrenean towns and cities for the government. It's unlocked by a functional culture group called Pyrenean, shared by Aragonese, Basque and Gascon cultures. Because, as we mentioned in the past Tinto talks, a culture may belong to multiple culture groups, which are fully scriptable and thus moddable, so they've been created and used for multiple purposes. So, yeah, Pyrenean is now a culture group as well. Cool. Okay, so the Gascon, that's the north of the Pyrenees. I would have expected the, they mentioned the word, the name of it up here. What's the Languedoc? Is that not a culture name? Languedocian? I don't know. Either way. So, Pyrenean fueros give estate satisfaction, equilibrium, possible government reforms, and multi-legitimacy. That is really nice. The fuero is materialized in written laws limiting royal power and ensuring the exercise of civil liberties. When rulers swear to protect the fueros, they are recognized as such. The fueros are the constitution of the realm, subjugating power to the rule of law and expressing the balance of power between the realm and the rulers. Besides these reforms, the nobility of Aragon starts with this unique privilege, which is one of the most important cornerstones of the realm. We have the general privilege of Aragon, giving monthly progress to aristocracy, progress to free trade, and extra monthly legitimacy. Gives extra, I think this is crown power? It's power, but of which estate I don't know. Maybe, nobles. It is the noble estate getting the power. Okay. May be relevant in the future. Aragon also has a unique maritime policy called the Consulate of the Sea, monthly progress to naval, trade advantage, and trade efficiency. So obviously, it's naval versus land as this society doodad, but it needs to be reminded again that this is not, I'm choosing land quality over naval quality or naval quality over land quality. Neither of them have anything to do with military quality. It is mostly about the control aspect of your nation, whether you get more control going over land or over sea, but your trade stuff in there as well. We also start with some works of art, which are going to show a couple. The Virgin of Montserrat, most widely known as La Moreneta, which is this work of art here, representing the Virgin Mary. It's enshrined in the St. Mary of Montserrat Abbey. According to legend, the statue was found by some shepherds in a cave in the mountain of Montserrat. However, when they tried to move it to the city, the cart would not move. They interpreted it as a sign that the Virgin wanted to remain in the mountain, and that gave rise to the current abbey. Cool. The Basilica del Pilar of Zaragoza. Again, pronunciation of my, Iberian languages, not good, but it is what it is. So, dedicated to the Virgin Mary, it's reputed to be founded initially due to an apparition of the Virgin to St. James the Apostle, who is believed to have been preaching Christianity in the Iberian Peninsula. The church has been expanded over time, and the Romanesque church started to be built after the conquest of Zaragoza in the 12th century. Cool. So, those are a couple of unique works. So that's nice. There's also some unique advances for Aragon, so let's show some of them. The Almogavars is a unique levy unit unlocked through an advance. So we'll probably see what their unit stats are in a moment, but they're a class of light infantry soldiers originating from the Crown of Aragon. These quick-moving warriors serve as frontier defenders and foot soldiers. In addition to their role in the Reconquista, they've also found employment as mercenaries in Italy, the Franco-Croatia, and the Levant. And we also have the Almogavars here giving... Wait, what is the difference between these two? This is the advance, and then this gives this. I guess law? Or something along those lines. Interesting, just like... A levy is just represented by an L. But yeah, it's 2% of pops will be raised as Almogavars. No modifiers affecting it. Okay, and here are their stats. So, yeah. I don't know what here is stand out. But sure, here we go. The Almogavars. They're a class of light infantry soldiers originating from the Crown of Aragon. That's the same text we've just read. This is the text that's repeated 3 times. Okay. Nothing here is stand out as different, but maybe, yeah, it's hard to tell. Related to the former, we have the Desperta Ferro, giving extra 10% army morale, which sounds really nice. Desperta Ferro, Awake Iron, is the fearsome battle cry of the Almogafars, invoking the presence of iron in combat. It's accompanied by striking lances and darts against flints to create sparks. Among other war cries like Aragon and Sant Jordi, Desperata Ferro stands out as the most renowned and unique to these forces. We also have the unique land unit, the Catalan crossbowmen. Some of the fiercest and deadliest crossbowmen in the Western Mediterranean, the Catalan crossbowmen competed against the Genoese crossbowmen over the supremacy in this field. And that is giving us these units. 150 of them, uses 3 men a month. High initiative, actually, that I feel like. Let's have a... Yeah, higher initiative than the Almogavars, for sure. Combat speed was slightly lower, though. Same movement speed, same food storage, etc. We also have a unique naval unit, the Catalan galley. The natural evolution of the ancient Greek ships, the Catalan galley is a bigger version of those that were documented before other similar ships developed in the Mediterranean Sea. So here are the stats of the Catalan galley. I don't think we've seen too many boat stats before, so it's hard to, like, compare them. But it's good to see that ships can have, like, maintenance in the same way that units can, because that way you can represent the carracks and larger ships, ones that are going to be going across the Atlantic, having a requirement for fruit, so you don't get scurvy. That's cool. But yeah, we've got frontage cannons, hull size, crew size, food storage, movement speed, transport capacity, because all ships, regardless of type, can transport troops. Maritime presence, blockade capacity, combat speed, initiative flanking ability, and anti-piracy impact. Also, a couple more advances related to maritime prowess of Aragon, like this one. We have the Fleet of Ordnances, giving an extra 25% maritime presence, which we have been told by Johan is like a really important modifier that you don't want to be sleeping on. In the bustling Mediterranean, medieval fleets gather, prompting the need for a legal system to address crimes in the crowded land and sea environments. Ordinations sobre lo fait de la mar de ordonnances, on what happens in the sea, stands as one of the earliest military codes of justice, crafted to govern fleets. This unique response to the post-Black Death era recruits crews from outside the Crown of Aragon, including criminals, resulting in a harmonized code formed from diverse traditions, rather than a mere codification of existing naval customs. Alright then. And a couple more advances from the Age of Discovery, such as the Rementha. I assume that's how you pronounce the sea with a little tail. Giving maximum RGO size plus 10%. That feels like a really important one as well. The Rementha system, particular to Catalonia, bears resemblance in other territories of the Crown, fostering a collective drive towards greater raw goods production. Through this framework, our lands experience a surge in wealth creation, igniting the potential for substantial progress in fulfilling our objectives. By harnessing these systems harmoniously, we cultivate an environment where our endeavors are fortified by the abundance of resources, fueling a path of growth and prosperity within our realm. Might be dangerous to oppress the Rementhas, though. I assume that you don't want to, because that sounds really good. We have the Valencian Golden Age advance in the Age of Discovery, giving prestige, decay, and maximum literacy. That sounds nice as well. The realm we inhabit has ascended to literary heights yet unattained by many neighbouring nations, thanks to the remarkable contributions of esteemed authors such as Joanot Martorell, Ausias March, and Isabel de Villena. Their profound literary works have elevated our culture to unparalleled levels, instilling a sense of pride within our people. Undeniably, our nation stands as a radiant beacon of culture, shining brightly for all to behold. There are some events related to Joanot Martorell and Ausias March, so you may be able to hire them as artists, and also sponsor the famous novel Tirant l'eau blanche. Cool. Here is Ausias March himself. He's a famous poet from Valencia who's captured the hearts and minds of our people with his masterful verses. As a pioneer of the Catalan literary tradition, he elevates them themes of love, morality, and human emotion to unparalleled artistic heights. March's poetry transcends courtly conventions and presents deeply introspective and philosophical reflections that resonate across the entire society. Employing such an inspirational figure at our court would strengthen our cultural prestige and inspire a flourishing of the arts. Asius March was one of the most significant poets of the so-called Valencian golden century of literature. He was among the first to use Valencian language instead of Occitan, which was back then considered the standard troubadour language. March's poetry greatly influenced later poets and is known for its exploration of themes such as love, death, and morality. So the historical option that the AI will go for is to invite him to the court. His poetry is a gift of the people. Let him remain in Valencia, and we cannot afford such indulgences being our other options. We also have Tarantula Blanche. So he or she, I am not sure. I think he, based on the face. A Valencian chivalric romance by Jean Martorell, published in 1440, tells of the adventures of Sir Tarant as he saves the Romans from the Ottoman Turks. It's becoming renowned and celebrated in Catalan literature circles. The book's themes depart from the traditional chivalric tales, emphasizing lively love, sarcasm, and human emotions, along with vivid descriptions of everyday life, offering a realistic and sometimes bitter portrayal of life. So the event option you get here, it gives you some cultural influence and some prestige, and you get the magnum opus. Nice. About the narrative content for Aragon, there's an event chain that can trigger early on about the fate of the Kingdom of Mallorca. So King Jaume, I don't know. Our vassal, the Kingdom of Mallorca, has been a thorn in our side since their creation. Their ruler, King Jaume the Rash de Barcelona, is rebellious and disrespectful. Their merchants create trading alliances with Genoese and other Western Mediterranean markets, which exclude Catalan interests, and their insistence on signing diplomatic treaties with our rivals and enemies against our orders has made the situation unsustainable. We could use the fact that they mint their own coin, despite it being illegal under Aragonese law, to bring King Jaume to trial. Once he's in Barcelona, we could seize him and solve the issue once and for all. Hell yeah, seize him. Send the call. It's also a unique disaster, the War of Aragonese Union, which may trigger in the case that Jaume is no longer the heir. Peter's younger brother. Okay, so if we do this, he'd no longer be the heir, and then we can get this? Or is it a different Jaume? It's a different Jaume, okay. Crown Prince Jaume d'Urgell has been expelled from Valencia and barred entry into Catalonia and Zaragoza to prevent the spread of his poison to other nobles. Instead, he's made a mockery of our king's orders and has called his co-conspirators to meet him outside the city of Zaragoza, and together they have reignited the rebellion that humiliated King Alphonse the Liberal de Barcelona, the Union of Aragon. The lies of Crown Prince Jaume are mixing with old grievances that the Aragonese nobility and cities hold against the crown to create a bonfire that is quickly spreading all over Zaragoza. So the historical option, we would give no hearing to rebels and traitors, or you can choose to hear their demands. Maybe the issue can be resolved peacefully. So this disaster, 50% an event related to the disaster may occur, or 50% no event occurs every month. So the Crown of Aragon gains estate satisfaction equilibrium -5%. Your stability decay goes up. I think this might be a bug. This is supposed to be green. I think stability decay is a good thing. I don't know. Monthly legitimacy goes down, stab cost goes up, and monthly rebel growth goes up. And then to end it, this is what you need to do. So at least one of these. Have the Union privilege flag, be in a civil war, or all rebels in the country are not estate rebels. So just one of them needs to be removed. The Aragonese Union and the Valencian Union, two groups of anti-monarchical nobles and burghers, are rebelling against the crown. Purple section in the disaster tooltip is from the debug mode, so it wouldn't be present in a regular game. Okay, added it to show that there's chance for some additional events to trigger. Cool. There's also some regional content. The first is an event that may trigger a chain about the most important institution in the Kingdom of Aragon, the Justicia, the Chief Justicia. Cool. For centuries, the office of Justicia de Aragon has served as a crucial mediator between the Crown of Aragon and the estates of the Crown. Acting as guardian of Aragonese laws and privileges, it has traditionally ensured the royal power does not infringe upon the ancient fueros, the laws and privileges of the Crown. However, the estates are now advocating to solidify its independence by formalizing the office into law. They propose that Justicia de Aragon become permanent hereditary office elected by the estates rather than appointed by the Crown, and that the king be barred from removing or interfering with the holder once elected. Justicia de Aragon was a significant historical office in the Kingdom of Aragon, established in the 12th century, responsible for ensuring that the local laws and privileges were upheld and acted as a counterbalance to royal authority. This office has had extensive judicial and executive powers, including the ability to veto royal decisions if they violated local laws. It also presided over the parliament and played a crucial role in swearing in new monarchs. By the 13th century, the Justicia had become an independent and impartial arbiter with the power to interpret the foral laws and defend the liberties of the king's subjects against royal overreach. That's kind of cool. I like it. Historical option, give in to the demands, or it must remain under the crown's control. So the event option here is they lose legitimacy, they unlock Justicia to Aragon estate privilege, and it is immediately granted to the nobles. Societal values go plus 10 towards decentralization, and then you also get 0.15 towards decentralization, and the nobles get more satisfaction. Giving in to their demands, you get estate satisfaction and equilibrium, parliament-based support, and crown power in any location in the Aragon area, I think. Or maybe this applies to this one. I think maybe it applies to the northern one. Anyway, Justicia to Aragon is a powerful legal and judicial office in the Kingdom of Aragon, established to uphold regional laws. I've read that already. Okay. Not all are troublesome, as some more pleasant may trigger, as this is also related to Valencia. La Liotta de la Seda. Valencia's bourgeoisie demand the construction of a dedicated building for trading silk, aiming to establish the city as a prominent hub for silk products in the Mediterranean. This ambitious project holds the potential to attract merchants and gain the support of influential bourgeoisie faction, solidifying Valencia's position in the silk trade. So it is good for everyone. The historical option gives you some money, which is unmodified money. Okay. It changes societal values towards capital economy rather than traditional economy, and the bourgeoisie gain some estate satisfaction. And then the building that you get, the La Liotta de la Seda, gives burghers power plus 100% in the location, base 0.1 trade advantage, and silk output plus 25%, which seems pretty good. And then silk and dyes as your production method. Very nice indeed. I like that. La Liotta, a stunning architectural masterpiece, consists of 3 parts, including the Sala de Contratio, a lavishly decorated trading hall with twisted columns where merchants can negotiate contracts, and the pavilion of the consulate that serves as the seat for the Tribunal del Mar. The central tower of La Liotta is used as a prison for debtors. And much more. That's all for today. Next week they'll travel to the Holy Roman Empire to take a look at the Kingdom of Bohemia. I wonder why. Okay. Thoughts and prayers. No, thoughts about this dev diary is positive. I've always quite liked Aragon. They are my favorite tag in the Iberian Peninsula. It's the one I've played the most in EU4. And for sure I will be playing it in EU5 as well, because it's just in a really good position to dominate trade in the Mediterranean. It's you can also probably form Spain, get the Iberian Union, as we learned in the previous dev diary about unions. Before the disease dev diary. Even if you are a weaker power than Castile, you can do some bribery and become the senior partner in the Iberian Union. So that could be something to look forward to. But as for unique content for Aragon, it's looking pretty decent. I'm quite excited about it. I'd like to know your thoughts too, though, so please do leave them in the comment section below. Is there anything that I missed here? Anything that they have missed? Obviously, this is not everything that is unique to Aragon, as they said, but there is a lot here, and Aragon is definitely on my list of tags to play. Looking forward to next week, though, as, we'll head over to the Kingdom of Bohemia, about 70 years before Henry will come to see us. And on that note, I'm going to end this video. I want to thank you all very much for watching, and I'm going to go play some more Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. Toodaloo. Bye-bye.